Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, guys, breaking news, of course, coming out of Afghanistan. Here we go again. Another inside attack on U.S. soldiers, this time troops, again, in Afghanistan. We had it last week. We had an Afghanistan soldier, radical Islamist, sleeper cell. We're sitting there training them. Guy takes his gun, turns, shoots and kills 3 U.S. Army Rangers and wounds another. Now we have another incident. An Afghanistan soldier who was being trained turned his gun on the U.S. troops and wounding 7 U.S. Army soldiers before the gunman was shot and killed. These 7 American soldiers were wounded, and the 1 Afghan soldier was killed in a shooting at a base in northern Afghanistan today. And the U.S. military officials are saying that the spokesman for the U.S. military command in Kabul denied reports by the Afghan officials that Americans had been killed. No, it's not true. But confirmed that there were 7 U.S. soldiers who were wounded there in Camp Shaheen, which is the headquarters of the Afghanistan Army's 209th Corps in the northern city there, Mazar-i-Sharif. At least 1 Afghanistan soldier was killed. Another one was wounded, according to officials, adding that he could not immediately say if the suspect gunman was among the dead or the wounded. Abdul Qahar Aram, spokesman for the Afghan Army 209th Corps, said earlier, an Afghan soldier shot and killed 4 American troops inside the base. But that wasn't true. Now, the German military heads the multinational advising mission based in Mazar-i-Sharif. A spokesman for the German forces at the Joint Missions Command said, according to what we know right now, no Germans were affected. Now, on the 11th of June, we know, of course, I just told you, the 3 U.S. soldiers were killed. 1 other one was wounded when the militants breached security at Camp Shaheen, same place. Folks, we're in Ramadan. We got these Muslim Afghan soldiers. They're watching the U.S. troops slowly dwindle down. And we've been training these guys, yet there's sleeper cells among them. Okay? And this has happened periodically, time and time and time again. But United States are sending more troops. Actually, President Donald Trump says they're just too low for the situation. He is sending 4,000 more additional U.S. troops, deploying them to Afghanistan to help make sure there's a little bit better security. But even when you do that, what are you going to do when you're training these Afghanistan troops and then they turn around, you give them a gun? My son Brock, of course, was in Afghanistan for over a year. He was sent there during the surge. When the United States sent an additional 30,000 troops on top of what were already there. And he said to me, he said, Dad, I never turned my back on an Afghanistan soldier with a gun. Never did I turn my back, and I slept with one eye open if they were in our camp. And they would come in and go and come in and go. Different groups would come in. He said that's how it was. He was out in the outpost there out in Kandahar province. So he said whenever they were in our camp, I slept with one eye open. You can believe that. And here's why. Okay? So pray for our young men and women in uniform that are in these dangerous situations around the world. 7 U.S. Navy sailors missing in the open seas of Japan. 7 U.S. Army soldiers shot and wounded by enemy fire in the camp. I'm praying.